we're going to be talking about PvP. And I personally haven't really played it very much. I played it a little bit in Shadowlands, and I didn't really know what was going on, and I still don't know what's going on. But it just feels so awful. From a beginner aspect, through my own kind of going through it and trying to navigate how to actually play PvP. And admittedly, I didn't take too long on this because I just couldn't stand playing it to the point where I just gave up about 2 hours in. And you could be going like, Juice, it's only 2 hours, right? It's only 2 hours. You didn't really put in that much time. I'll tell you right now, if I buy a game on Steam and I can't play it and enjoy it within the first 2 hours, I'm refunding it immediately. I got a little timer on my screen. In those 2 hours, at the 1 hour 59 minute mark, I alt F4 and I refund the game because I'm like, wow, this is not what I thought it was, and it was awful. When I go on YouTube and I'm watching videos, I'll see thumbnails sometimes where it's like, why is PvP dying? PvP in decline. It's because nobody just entering the game. Let me rephrase that. 0.01% of people entering the game are going to load into a PvP match, get absolutely smoked, and think that was fun. So going from PvE to PvP, I expected it to be awful. And I was not wrong. It is awful. It is probably the most painful and soul-draining experience getting into PvP. The overload immediately was just massive. It doesn't feel like World of Warcraft. It feels like a completely different game, which is fine. Okay, we can have some variety for sure. But it's like where you're actively fighting the game to actually play it. It's like playing a simulator where it's not about having fun, it's about gymnasticsing your way through mechanics to be able to play the game to remotely have a chance at fun. It felt like this separate entity that was focused on making me unable to play the game, and it felt terrible. It doesn't have anything that feels redeeming to me at all. I love mounts. I'm a mount collector. I guarantee you I'm never going to get a mount from PvP. I'm familiar with the honor system and conquest. I get that you have to gear separately and that versatility is the best stat. And then you want to go into a secondary stat that most benefits, or multiple secondary stats that benefit, but you primarily always want versatility. So I looked at my alts. I chose my Brewmaster because it has the most versatility right off the bat. It has about 20,000, if not a little less, versatility. I switched it over to Windwalker. I'm familiar with Windwalker. I'm very rusty. It's been a while since I've played it, but I know the core gameplay of Windwalker. I know the rotation, and I know what my CC offers and how I can use certain abilities to break out of CC. My first match went about how you'd expect. It went terrible. I went up against 2 Rat Paladins, leg sweeped both of them. They both bubbled, and they just dumped every cooldown they had. In retrospect, I should have immediately noticed that and ran away. I had no clue, because by the time I recognized it, I was already 20% health in about half of a second, and I just died. And I thought to myself right then and there, oh, this is going to be terrible. And it only got worse. Even the times that I won, at no point was I happy or getting a glimmer of hope for the future of my time playing in PvP. In fact, I literally just told myself, oh, these guys are just as bad as me, and I just happen to know my rotation better. So I continued to do arena skirmishes for a while, and I think I won maybe 20% of them. So then I said, okay, well, maybe it's a rating thing, maybe skill-based matchmaking for arena skirmish is a little janky, whatever. I go into solo shuffle. I was the reason we lost both times. And the third time, somebody just quit. So all that progress meant nothing. Or, I mean, let's be honest, it wasn't really progress, but all of that meant nothing. And I just looked down and I said, I don't think I can do this. Because the arena skirmish takes about 2 minutes per match. Solo shuffle takes about 9 minutes, 10 minutes per match as of when I started doing it. It could be more, it could be less. I have no clue, and I have no desire to find out. So I was like, all right, maybe I need some more practice. I go back into Arena Skirmish, and the whole entire time, it just didn't feel like WoW. It didn't feel like the game I love. It felt just like glass eating. And I honestly am shocked that it's even still in the game. I get that there's this AWC thing where, you know, the best in the world can compete in arenas, and I'm sure it has this small fan base. How it hasn't been taken out of the game at this point, well, actually, let me rephrase that. I see exactly what's happening. They don't care about PvP because they don't know how to fix the atrocity that it is. So they're just going to let it slowly fizzle and fizzle and fizzle away until it no longer becomes part of the game. Eventually, it will die on its own, and they can stop whatever form of low effort that they put into it. The gearing process seems daunting, and realistically, I could have been going in rated matches and trying to win rated matches to get conquest, but I could not, for the life of me, get the motivation to even attempt a 2s or 3s. It was so overwhelming and so underwhelming from a enjoyment standpoint that how anybody can just decide they're going to play PvP at this point as a beginner and form some semblance of joy while doing it is beyond me. I don't get how it's possible to have fun in it. Even when you do well, you don't feel like you're doing well. It feels like, oh, luck, like a gift has been bestowed upon you by the skill-based matchmaking gods to give you just these two people who probably don't even understand their buttons. It doesn't feel like a good and smooth and immersive and fun process. People who've been playing it have been playing it for 20 years, and it's evolved into this hyper chess game where you have to know every aspect of every spec, including defensives, cooldowns, etc. The amount of CC is horrendous. The amount of debuffs and positioning is hyper specific. It's not beginner friendly. It's something that you have to study an immense amount. Half the time you can't even play because you're in the most horrendous CC chain in existence, and there's nothing you can do about it except use a trinket, and then you get CC'd shortly after again, and you're just stuck. You can't do anything. Could I watch a video and could I just deep dive every aspect of PvP and try and learn it? Yes. Do I want to invest the time in something that I don't even enjoy? No. Honestly, I hated even recording this video. The 2 hours I spent just walking in there felt like I was walking on hot coals with needles getting shot into me from all different directions and Viltrumite sound frequency in my ear bleeding. No part of it, with the exception of the times where it was very obvious I was put up against other people who didn't know what they were doing, was it fun. I had a lot of verse. I had my PvP trinkets. I thought I was good. I wasn't good. I had the right talents from looking up guides, and I think I watched one video kind of explaining it. I was getting kited around. I couldn't use my abilities half the time. Oh, there's a nice little bug with Slicing Winds where you literally cannot use the ability. I had to log out and log back in to use it. So I'm sitting there spamming Slicing Winds over and over and over again, trying to figure out why I can't use it. And it turns out it just bugs if you get CC, if you're broken out of it in CC. What? You're telling me this is what people play every day and they like it? I can't believe it. It has to be some level of masochism where they just enjoy the pain of not being able to play the game. Or it's sadism because they learned how to play 20 years ago and they've stuck with it this whole entire time. I don't know what to say. Honestly, I'm in disbelief at how unfun it was. I'll pull up a PvP streamer's video real fast and we'll just look at their screen. Because I can guarantee you, I haven't done it yet, but I can guarantee you they have 4 different spreadsheets on there and they're in cons with somebody else and they're playing this chess game 4 minutes ahead of where they're at. It feels so awful to try and figure this out through just getting smashed over and over and over again. I tried to apply different things. I realized initially I wasn't using Transcendence, and I wasn't using my CC into the burst, which I will admit I should have done that initially, but it's just like brain overload when you go in there. Nothing feels right. It doesn't feel like you're playing the same character because you're slowed or you're CC'd or the people are just continuously running away into Narnia. And you have slows for that, but then they break the slows, and then they stun you, and then they freeze you, and then they root you. You're just stuck. You can't do anything. That is a snooze simulator of pain and agony and boredom, and I cannot stand it. Not once, even when I won, did I feel like, awesome, I can't wait to get in the next match. It's, fuck, I have to record this so I can make a video because I thought it was an interesting topic and maybe I'd find some form of joy in the hour to 2 hours I just attempted it barely. I'm not going to sit for ages waiting for a match just to get rolled in 30 seconds because these guys know how to play everything perfect and then leave the instance and go right back into it again. It feels like as the game has grown more complex in PvE, it's also grown more complex in PvP. But the complexity doesn't make it fun, whereas in PvE, I think it does, and I'm sure many players do. Anyway, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly didn't. Usually I'll try and balance my videos out where I'll say positive things and negative things, but I just couldn't find a positive thing to say. And I'm sure in the comments, if you do decide to comment, maybe some PvP guys will tell me how I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong. But I don't know what you want me to say other than out of all the things I've done in World of Warcraft, this is by far the worst. And it's not even close. So thank you guys for watching. Please, if you want to comment, like it, dislike it, and subscribe, please. Have a good one.